NBC Right Now. Your local news at 6.
A local woman thought she was helping out what looked like an innocent stray cat, but instead it landed her in the hospital. What to do in this situation next. And shots fired in Kennewick this afternoon, but the man behind the shots is still on the loose. We'll have the details coming up. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Meredith Boggs. Shane has the evening off. A Kennewick woman is recovering from serious injuries this evening after she was attacked by a feral cat at her home on Friday. Fernanda Lopez visited the woman at the hospital today and talked to animal control about this attack. Fernanda, how did this happen?
Well, Meredith, Iona Parker says she was planting flowers Friday when she opened her garage door and found a cat had run inside. Now, she doesn't have much experience with cats and tried to grab it. That's when the cat bit her several times on both hands. She ended up spending the holiday weekend in the hospital.
He went crazy. I tried to catch it. I guess I should have just let it settle down.
Iona Parker says she never expected a cat to behave this way. She says it was climbing the walls in her garage and didn't know how to get rid of it, so she tried to catch it and take it to the Humane Society.
I have a couple of bites. This one is not nearly as bad. It's pretty much healed. It's pretty sore and bruised, but this one he grabbed a hold and ripped.
Parker tried calling animal control, but it was after hours and she had to leave a message. Tri-City's animal shelter director, Angela Ziller, says they have an on-call officer that can respond to emergencies like this, but usually people have to wait until the next business day. But they can't help people trap the animal.
We don't do any trapping. We aren't certified with the state as trappers.
So Ziller says people can trap the animals themselves and bring them in or have them picked up, but warns people to be careful.
The benefit to a trap is you're not having to handle the animal. You know, if you try to go out there and catch a cat, which would be very difficult to do anyway, but if you're trying to catch a cat with your own hands, you take the chance that you're either going to get bit, scratched, or whatever. Cat bites, cat scratches are awful.
If you get a cat in your garage, run like crazy.
Animal control picked the cat up today and it'll be in quarantine for 10 days. Then they'll scan it for a microchip, but if no one claims it, it will likely be put down. Live in the studio, Fernanda Lopez, NBC Right Now.
Thank you, Fernanda. Well, right now, firefighters are mopping up after a brush fire in South Kennewick this afternoon. Now, we're told the fire along South Locust Grove Road is contained now, but not before it scorched hundreds of acres of land. The smoke from the flames also caused a portion of Interstate 82 to be shut down briefly. The cause of the fire is still unknown at this time. Kennewick police are still searching for a man responsible for a drive-by shooting this afternoon. It happened just before 2 p.m. along North Arthur Street at the Kennewick Apartments. Officers say the suspect fired about half a dozen shots into 2 empty apartments and then drove away. Shortly after, officers found the suspect's white car abandoned along Sycamore Avenue in Pasco.
We have a good description right now, just trying to confirm before we put his name out there. But obviously we have a good vehicle description. He's local. We think we know who he is, and we've got a lot of officers and detectives out looking for him right now.
Officers tell us they believe the shooting is gang-related. Nearby Kennewick High School was briefly put on lockdown. Convicted sex offender Ronald Love took the stand today in Franklin County Court. Love has already served time for an attempted rape conviction, but the state would like to keep him behind bars. Today, the prosecution questioned him about an incident when he assaulted a man. Attorneys had a difficult time keeping Love on topic and getting direct answers. Love's trial will continue tomorrow.
Time now for our first peek of the weather there, and we've got partly cloudy skies and a few showers in the region. Let me show you our satellite and our radar. Just down to the south of the Tri-Cities in Oregon, you can see radar picking up some showers over there. And we've had reports of shower activity around Walla Walla already from those other showers going up through the Blue Mountains. So tonight, partly cloudy skies, scattered showers, even a chance of an isolated thunderstorm or two overnight tonight. Tomorrow, another chance of thunder showers later in the day. But after tomorrow, the weather report really changes in a couple of minutes. I'll be back and we'll talk about some nice weather as we head for the upcoming weekend. Meredith?
All right, thank you, Tim. Well, our area can experience some pretty bizarre weather sometimes, but in one small area of Yakima yesterday, they experienced something even stranger than normal. Chris Luther joins us live in Yakima now. Chris, what happened yesterday that was so out of the ordinary?
Meredith, yesterday afternoon, right here in downtown Yakima, it rained, but it wasn't your normal rain. You knew if you were in it. I was driving through the storm and I could barely see through my windshield wipers. It was coming down that hard, and it only rained hard for about 30 minutes, but that was enough to cause minor flooding downtown. There are multiple corners underwater, and it came from backlogged storm drains. The City Public Works Department tells me this part of town has an older system of sewers, and people dumping waste in them can cause jams.
Sometimes it can get some yard debris or some leaves or some trash in there. So it's really important to make sure you're taking care of your yard debris and keeping it out of that storm drain system.
Public Works has developed a master plan to update the sewer system in 3 areas: on Walnut Street, Yakima Avenue, and 16th Avenue, the problem areas. The plan has yet to be proposed to the City Council and is still in the planning stages. So right now, if we were to have another torrential downpour like we had yesterday, it could still backlog the system. Live in Yakima, Chris Luther, NBC Right Now.
All right, thank you, Chris. Well, in Northwest news, Snohomish County officials are considering adding a new landslide disclosure to building permits. The county already requires disclosures for building in the potential path of a volcano or tsunami. However, this building permit change is the easiest change that has come out of the discussions in the wake of the March Oso landslide. And the search for 3 ranchers missing after a huge mudslide hit in a remote part of western Colorado has been called off. The Mesa County Sheriff says the slide remained too unstable to continue searching for the men. The 3 were checking on problems with an irrigation ditch caused by an initial slide Sunday when a second, much larger slide hit. Well, our region is known for some delicious fresh fruit, and many people enjoy picking it right off the tree themselves. Laura Murray set out to see when local U-Pig farms plan to open their doors. Laura.
Meredith, I wish they were open right now because I am so ready to eat that fruit, but it really seems to depend on where you're located geographically and what types of fruits you're selling. A U-Pick in the Upper Valley is almost ready to open its doors with its cherries and raspberries, but another U-Pick in the Lower Valley is running a little bit behind schedule with their blackberries.
Jim Blondie's phone is already ringing off the hook, wondering when All Natural U-Pick in West Valley will be open for business.
We're going to open early this year, probably as early as the 14th of June. The warm spring has got everything going quickly.
Blondie says cherries and raspberries are almost ready to go, and as long as heavy rain doesn't split the cherries, it looks like it's shaping up to be a pretty good season. But about an hour away in the Lower Valley, temperatures haven't been high enough for the blackberries at Blackberries Jubilee in Sunnyside.
If you can see the blooms behind me, they're about 2 weeks behind schedule. Usually we start picking about the 1st of July, and it looks like it's going to be closer to the 2nd week.
But Bartle isn't concerned. She says a little bit of a late start means a longer season. One thing Blondie and Bartle have in common, though, is that they can't wait to start welcoming people to their little piece of growing paradise.
I love it when people come because I really enjoy just finding out where they're coming from. We had someone last year that came all the way from Colorado because the Colorado fruit got frozen out, and they love fresh fruit.
We really enjoy interacting with the families who come for U-Pick because they're so much fun.
Blackberries Jubilee in Sunnyside will be open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to dusk, and All Natural U-Pick in the West Valley will be open from 8 a.m. until it gets dark. Live in Yakima, Laura Murray, NBC Right Now.
All right, thank you, Laura. Well, still ahead, they're at school early every morning with their bright colored vests, but today, hundreds of local crossing guards got their reward for waking up early each day to help their classmates. We'll check it out coming up.
Ready for June.
Are you ready?
Not even. It's going too fast.
It is.
I know.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Well, if you ever wanted to give fishing a try, next week is your chance to see if you've got the knack for it. We'll have the details on a fishing license free weekend coming up. Anglers, mark your calendars. Each year, thousands of Washingtonians go fishing legally without a license. How? Well, by taking advantage of Free Fishing Weekend. The event is next weekend. It's June 7th and 8th. During those 2 days, no license will be required to fish or gather shellfish in any waters open to fishing in Washington state. No vehicle pass or Discover Pass will be required either. But if you're into razor clam digging, now you have one more opportunity this season, so you better make some plans now. The last razor clam dig of the season begins today on Washington beaches. Now the season wraps up, however, on Sunday. Razor clam diggers age 15 or older must have a fishing license. Well, Muncie showing up to school early to make sure other students get there safe too pays off for hundreds of area 5th graders. Kennewick Police hosted their annual Crossing Guard picnic at Columbia Park today. The barbecue is a way to thank the hard-working students for being committed to the safety of their classmates.
It's important to celebrate what's going well and what's successful, and that's what it's all about.
The kids also get a look at and climb on police and SWAT team vehicles, a MedStar helicopter landing, and there's a Benton PUD demonstration. Kennewick Police have been hosting the Crossing Guard picnic for over 25 years. Well, when it comes to buying a home, there are a lot of factors to consider. One of the most important is how safe the city or town you're looking to live in actually is. The Movoto Real Estate blog has been analyzing safety in all 50 states, and now they're looking at Washington. And on that list for Washington, West Richland came in as the 6th safest place to live in Washington. Well, coming up in sports, the Richland softball team is ready for the state tournament. They'll tell us the key to their success thus far. That's next.
This is breaking news.
Breaking news into the newsroom. Now we have Kennewick Police tell us they have arrested a man wanted in a drive-by shooting this afternoon. The shooting happened just before 2 p.m. along North Arthur Street at the Kennewick Apartments. Officers say the suspect fired about half a dozen shots into 2 empty apartment units. He then drove away, but shortly after, officers found his white car along Sycamore Avenue in Pasco. A little later, police from all around the Tri-Cities and Franklin County Sheriff's deputies surrounded a Pasco home, and inside was the suspect, Daniel Vargas. Vargas will be booked into the Benton County Jail tonight.
And time now to check out that weather report for you. And you can see here that we have partly cloudy skies out there and a few showers and even a few thunder showers in the region. Looks like we get a little break overnight. Then we have another round possibly coming in tomorrow. After that, we head for sunny, drier weather. Back to you there, Meredith.
All right, thank you, Tim. Well, everyone here in the newsroom and the station smelt it today.
Yep.
Papa John's Pizza in the Tri-Cities, get this, is partnering with Ignite Youth Mentoring and the Tri-Cities Fever Football next month. So on June 3rd, profits from all of the 3 Tri-Cities Papa John's will go to Ignite Youth Mentoring. And on top of that, Fever players will even be out delivering pizzas just like this one with a member of the program. And this right here is one of their Greek pizzas, and it seems pretty good. Everyone's had one, but you know what, Greg, you and I, we saved this one box so we could eat it right now just to try it.
You forget talking about sports for a living on TV. This is the real perk of the job.
And the best part is though, you want to order the pizza, like I said, on June 3rd, and it helps Ignite Youth Mentoring Program. And it's such a wonderful program because they're always looking for more mentors. They have so many mentees that need help. All right,
pizza
we're going to cheers to them.
Cheers.
I feel really guilty eating on TV.
Delicious, but I love this job.
All right, it's delicious. Have a good night. We'll see you right back here at 11. Apologize.